A bombshell new article from Radar Online claims that Prince Harry is, quote, angry and frustrated at how his new life, living the promised American dream, has turned into a behind closed door nightmare locked in a Rapunzel like tower with his wife, Meghan Markle. I'm going to get all the insight from Lady Colin Campbell, who has been reporting on this before anyone else, in just 1 second. But first, let me take you through these new details. So Radar Online reports that sources have revealed that 5 years since the Duchess of Sussex set in motion the plan that would see them quit the royal family, Harry feels like he was, quote, missold the idea. Radar Online's source says Meghan sold their move to America as a way for their family to be happy, free, and relatively normal. But that doesn't seem to be the case for them and their kids at all. It's almost as if they, as a family, are living like Rapunzel in her tower. Even the locals in Montecito are puzzled. Archie and Lily are rarely seen with Meghan or Harry at local events like trick-or-treating at Halloween, for example. Harry is angry and frustrated at how things have turned out. He feels like he's been missold a life, plus he and Meghan are also leading pretty much separate lives. It's like they are an estranged couple living under the same roof. The children, by the way, according to Radio Online, are believed to attend a local school and nursery, and some online commenters have cheekily dubbed Lilibet Invisibet because the princess, who was born in California, has been seen even less frequently in public than her older brother.
While some headlines might paint this as just another dramatic chapter in the Sussex saga, there's something much deeper happening here. Something that speaks to the challenges of chasing a dream only to realize it may not have been what you thought it would be. The lure of the American dream, a concept that has captivated so many for generations. The promise of a fresh start, freedom, and self-made success is intoxicating. But here's the twist. Not every dream translates well across oceans and cultures. Prince Harry's frustration may not just be a matter of personal disappointment. It could be a cultural collision, a British royal navigating the unique challenges of American celebrity culture. The reality? Freedom often comes with a different kind of cost, uncertainty, and a lack of structure. For someone accustomed to a life of protocol and clear expectations, this shift might feel less like liberation and more like being cast adrift.
But a source added the biggest shock for Harry is that he thought raising the kids away from the royal family would give them more freedom. In California, though, the opposite has happened. In fact, Archie and Lilibet's world seems even more cosseted than his own upbringing as an heir to the British crown. It also says that Harry thinks that his kids deserve similar normal experiences growing up as his mother, Princess Diana, provided him, but Meghan is reluctant. One more real bombshell source quote here. Harry feels as if they are living in a bubble. He's beginning to think he had more freedom as a kid growing up in a palace. Of course, while Harry, like Meghan, will always prioritise their kids' safety, he's worried Archie and Lilibet are missing out too. Well, Lady Colin Campbell, of course, we have been reporting on the strains in the marriage before anyone in the mainstream media. However, fascinating details here from Radar Online, and I have to give Radar Online credit because they have been brave on this story where many of their contemporaries in America have not been.
Yes, well, it's interesting, but you notice, Dan, how wide a net they cast, and some of it is actually quite accurate. For instance, the fact that had those children been brought up in Britain and living within the royal folk, Windsor is very protected, and Windsor has a lot of acreage, a hell of a lot more than Montecito. Sandringham, Balmoral, these, even the palaces in London, they are rather large complexes, except of course for Clarence House, which is a relatively small house. But the king lives in Clarence House. But the rest of the palaces are pretty large complexes, and they would have been having a suite of rooms in one of the palaces. So they would have benefited from the freedom that being ring-fenced by the Royal Protection Squad would have provided them with. And it is when Harry goes on about, on the one hand, about how free California is, it's not free. First of all, you have to drive everywhere. Secondly, you're in a gated community and you really don't have that much contact with your neighbors. And if you break it down, the children are very isolated, and they would inevitably be isolated in a way that had they been within the royal fold here, they would not have been isolated. Because, for instance, in Kensington Palace, it's a vast complex. I'm sure you know it's a vast complex, but the public might not know, where you have some pretty grand apartments, but you have lots of little cottages and smaller apartments. And it's a village. It's a true village. And it's a village that's shut off from everywhere else. So there is a freedom there. And of course, if they are at Sandringham or Balmoral, they're on thousands of acres of protected property.
It's quite poetic, isn't it? Leaving one gilded cage, only to find oneself in another. But this new life in Montecito isn't confined by palace walls. It's confined by isolation. Think about it. The royal family offers a peculiar kind of safety net. There's structure, routine, a defined role in a centuries-old institution. In contrast, the world of Hollywood and American celebrity culture can be fickle. It's a world driven by perception, and without a strong foundation, it can leave one feeling disconnected and disillusioned. Could it be that Harry and Meghan traded predictability for unpredictability, thinking the latter would be more fulfilling?
So quite how, on the one hand, Harry and could feel that the children would benefit from a freer upbringing in California than they'd have here. It's a sign of, I'm sorry, insanity.
And what leads to that insanity? The mind boggles. You've had lots of impeccable sources on this. Do you think Radar Online's description as an estranged couple living under the same roof is broadly accurate?
I think it's certainly accurate some of the time. I don't know that it's accurate all of the time, but I think it is accurate some of the time. Harry and Meghan's relationship it follows a classical mold for particular personality types, and it's occasional ecstasy and lots of agony. And Meghan is notorious for having given all her men a tremendously rocky ride and a very hard time. She has no compunction about flying into their face over everything and nothing. And my understanding is that she's absolutely no different with Harry than she was with Trevor, who certainly deserved a medal. In fact, he deserved to be sainted. But she's done it with other men as well. And I would not be surprised if they play the public to a large extent, because they are trapped at this point with each other. And in a relationship like that, no matter how unhappy you are and no matter how much you yearn to depart, it's not that easy to extricate yourself, whether you are in the public eye or not in the public eye. And when you're in the public eye, it makes it even more difficult to extricate yourself. So, there's a facade that everything is fine, everybody is happy, that's maintained. And you notice when Harry was speaking to Sorkin, he said that he didn't say what his ambition was going to be for 30 years hence, but he made sure he got in that he's a good husband and father.
Raising children is challenging for any parent, but raising them in the spotlight presents a unique set of trials. There's no right or wrong approach, but the stark contrast between royal life, where appearances and public duties are expected, and a more private American existence is significant. What stands out here is the absence of the children from community life. While protecting their privacy is understandable, it raises questions about how much of this isolation is driven by caution and how much might reflect deeper struggles behind the scenes. It's a delicate balance, shielding your children while also giving them a sense of connection to the world around them. It's easy to feel frustrated when life doesn't match our expectations, but that frustration often points to a deeper issue. When we pursue an ideal without fully understanding the consequences, disappointment is almost inevitable. For Harry, perhaps the question isn't just about what went wrong in Montecito, but what was missing in the initial plan. The lesson here is one of foresight, recognizing that no choice is without trade-offs and that freedom without structure can feel like wandering without a map. Living under the same roof while leading separate lives. Many of you watching may have seen this happen with friends or family. Sometimes, it's a temporary phase. Other times, it's a sign of deeper divisions. In Harry and Meghan's case, the public nature of their relationship only magnifies this separation. They're not just a couple, they're a brand. Maintaining that brand while managing personal struggles must be an overwhelming challenge. What we are seeing here could be a case of two people trying to reconcile their public image with their private reality. So, what do we take away from all of this? Well, it's a reminder that the grass isn't always greener on the other side. Dreams are powerful motivators, but they must be grounded in reality. For Harry and Meghan, the challenge now is to redefine what happiness and fulfillment truly mean, beyond the castles, the cameras, and the California sunshine. It's a journey many of us can relate to, even if the details are different. We've all had moments where the dream didn't match the reality, where we had to adjust, regroup, and find a new way forward. Perhaps that's what's next for Harry and Meghan too. At the heart of it, this story isn't just about a prince and a former actress. It's about human nature. It's about the dreams we chase and the lessons we learn when those dreams change shape. No matter our age or station in life, we all face moments of transition and uncertainty. What Harry and Meghan are experiencing is a very public example of something deeply universal: the desire for freedom, the struggle to find where we belong, and the reality that every choice comes with consequences. But there's always a chance to course correct, to redefine what matters most, and to rebuild something more meaningful. So, as we reflect on their journey, let it be a reminder for all of us: life isn't about perfect endings. It's about resilience, adaptability, and the courage to keep moving forward, even when the road takes an unexpected turn. Thank you for watching. Be well, take care of each other, and I'll see you next time.